Good evening and welcome back to our High Queen Khalida campaign here in Total War Warhammer 3. Kairos has attacked King Jenna, who is not likely to survive the encounter. Rakash is on his way, but whether or not he'll be able to make it on time, I do not know. Jenna must hold the line. Tzeentch and magic are known to go together, and so I have attempted to stagger my formations. But it will take nothing short of a miracle to win the battle here. Kairos will be able to throw magic from out of range, and our only hope is that he flies too close to the sun with his Lord of Change, and that all of them enter archer range and die before they realistically have a chance to get too much damage done. Spell going down here. I'm going to try and move. Of course, because it's Kairos, as soon as I dodge one spell, another 2 or 3 do come down. Looks like Kairos is beginning to fly into archer range here. Let's hope he continues to push. Because if he does, that's when the order for all of my archers to suddenly shift focus onto Kairos is going to come in. It's going to bunch us a little bit. But I need that Lord of Change dead. Yeah, somehow I didn't think this was going to go well. Just gonna reorder all of our archers to shoot, make sure everything that can fight in the forest is fighting. Because if by some miracle we could clutch, like, I don't even mean, like, if the only thing we take out in this battle is Kairos, then I will be happy, you know? Get this army under a lesser lord and it doesn't matter. It's nowhere near as strong as soon as it gets put under a lesser lord. Well, sadly, with the loss of all of our range and the success of the AoE flamers, I think this is over. King Jenna was just wounded. Okay, so we didn't lose him completely. That's nice. Now, the Serpent Coast was razed. I'm not happy about that. I'm not happy about that at all. We're going to start raising another army in the region. Now, I really don't want King whatever that Jim King Lord is called to mess around with me now. But if he does, that's just what we're going to have to deal with. Futep now is going to corner Rapon's to Lyonesse. And Massif isn't here, it's just Rapon's. I think. Is this a settlement battle? No, it's an open plain battle. Let's fight it. Well, there she is, Rapon's to Lyonesse. Okay, let's start the battle. We're going to move our sepulchral stalkers round on the flank. They shall keep us in a decent spot, I hope. Pull Rakash back very quickly, because he is, he's gallivanting away, he is. I'm going to order the pox arrows focus down first. And now I'm going to order the charge. I'm going to pull my knights away here. They are probably going to focus the Hydra Titans. I would not be surprised. In fact, in many ways, that is what I am expecting them to do. Okay, let's get the knights round here. The sepulchral stalkers continuing to charge. And when those knights on this flank win, we will send them in again. I'm going to get the Hydra Titan here into the archers to shut down their fire as much as possible, but it is going to eat a withering amount of fire itself. So we're going to need to make sure that our archers are switching targets to keep as much pressure off of the Hydra Titan as possible. Looks like the Necropolis Knights are in here, so I'm actually going to send them round as well and just kind of ignore the mounted yeomen they were shooting at previously. Now that we've begun to take control in the center of the field, we can see that Rapon's is pretty healthy. She's doing pretty well. I might need to back my archers up a little bit. Let's get a rear charge with these Necropolis Knights here into these bowmen. And then let's send the Hydra Titan over towards the fight on that side. Well, actually, no. Let's use the Hydra Titan to Spirit Leech Rapon's. Like, she's dangerous. She's problematic. I want as much as we can. I want her to be dealt with nice and easily. Which is why I'm kind of, at least to begin with, ignoring her. I want to rout as many of the archers as possible, get as much control. Oh, it looks like we are going to lose some Ushabti here. I really would rather not have to recruit Ushabti again, but there we go. I've lost track of how much damage some of my flanks were taking. That happens. And we also have a couple of units now that aren't doing anything. So let's get this Tomb King and this Hydra Titan round and into the unit over here with the Royal Hippogriff Knights hovering overhead. Let's get the Necropolis Knights now into the rallying archers. The Sepulchral Stalkers will be able to support. The Ushabti there doing a good job. So now let's pick a target to shoot at and start shooting at it. Looks like Rapon's has taken quite a lot of damage from the Tomb Guard so far, which is good. And the Tomb Guard will rout these guys over here. So far, looking pretty peachy. Let's shoot those pigeons down. Of course, calling a hippogriff a pigeon is borderline sacrilegious. What did we lose? I think we lost a unit of Ushabti. Look, judging by the positioning over there. Let's get our knights back into the fray. Sepulchral Stalkers. can begin to come and help just rout some of these guys on the rear here. And a quick rear charge with the Necropolis Knights, all to carry them away from the Hippogriffs and also into this fight over here. I'm going to commit King Futep temporarily. Although I probably shouldn't, because he could take massive damage here. Yeah, I'm going to pull Futep out. I think what we're going to do is just pull most of the troops away and ask the archers the question, can you, can you and the Sepulchral Stalkers shoot Raponce down from range so she doesn't get to take advantage of her melee. We'll let the Hydra Titan soak some of the damage, and we'll cast a quick restore on it, so that he's really not at any risk whatsoever. There we go, the Sepulchral Stalkers there. Absolutely ruining Raponce with their magical attacks. She can do her best. She is unbreakable, but now that she's on fire and the magic is raining in, she has been unhorsed. Okay, for the extortionate price of 1 unit of Ushabti, which must now be re-recruited, we have taken victory here. However, I don't think that we will re-recruit that right now. Let's put some more revered stonemasonry points in for him. Can I quickly recruit anything from here? Yeah, I can. Okay, if we can do it for 1 turn. It said 1 turn. Oh, it's because there's allied recruitment going on here, right? So if I do this, and then that should show up as 2. Nice, okay. We got our army over here that's nearly done. We can slot him in there, and then in 2 turns we will be done. We've got this army over here recruiting, and Antok, though sacked, is still fine and should be able to be instantly re-upgraded. Now, that begs the question, what do we do with High Queen Khalida? And honestly, my thoughts are that we're going to ignore Raponce. Futep can deal with Raponce now. Zandri does have walls. Is there much in this army? Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. There is a force outside of Zandri. But I feel like we should be able to deal with it. If it's bloodletters, we should just be able to focus fire things down. I don't know, like, it feels like the game is like, you were doing so well, here, be dicked over. You know? That's what it feels like. We got a random Tzeentch army just landing over here where I've had no combat with anyone the whole fucking game, you know? Still, whatever. We have a choice now. We can either bring this army back around to the Golden Tower and take it, which is what we're going to do. Because once this army re-recruits here, I can just send it pretty much wherever, you know? Oh, I forgot to upgrade this guy. Let's do that very quickly. And yeah, we're going to send Callista down to take the Great Desert of Araby and start thinking about taking on this beastly-looking army that I have no business fighting. Although I think we'll bring Futep round for that one as well. So maybe they'll both go for Wizard Caliph's Palace. We'll see what I decide to do next turn. Okay, at the start of this turn, Zandri has been besieged, but Gar is under siege. Though... Really, Kairos? Okay. Honestly, this is kind of cheap of me, but I'm going to do it. I'm taking the auto-resolve because it won't give me anywhere near the casualties that I'll take if I actually fight that. That army will rip me apart on the battlefield. My control is always notoriously rough versus Zinch, so I want to keep my army intact. It was a battle we'd have won. I would just have taken a lot more casualties than I'm necessarily willing to at this moment in time. Okay. So, King Rahotep has simplified things. He has taken Lashik from me. But I am a little bit annoyed by that because I was planning on taking that myself. However, Futep, now that his recruitment is done, can move over here. And Khalida can move in to the Great Desert of Araby to take that. Nice easy auto-resolve, it's just miners. And like that, the dwarves that declared war on us out of nowhere have been destroyed. Not bad. Over here, Rakash will be able to start moving down towards Antok to defend it. And Skarbrand, it seems, is marching on Khemri. Khemri does have a tier 3 wall and a tier 3 garrison. So if it's just bloodletters, which it looks like it is, and he attacks, he will struggle. And Rakash is not too far away. Now, the reason we were moving King Petchechuit up here was so that he could take the Golden Tower. However, I don't think he's going to be able to, so I think we are going to put ourselves in ambush stance. There's a 60% chance of it happening. And just because we can cancel this and redo it, is there any chance that he reaches him this turn? No. Okay, well, the Truth Teller continues to be a thorn in my side, but that's okay. We can deal with that. Wait, I thought I put him in the city. Oh. I'm just going to use the allied recruitment to bump up how fast we can get that army going. Over here, we have one more turn, and then I can start moving it over. So there are a lot of threats, but I think we are going to be just fine. I'm going to get the proclamation of the First Dynasty because we can afford it, and why not? And then we'll roll the turn and see what happens. It looks like they ran straight through our ambush and were able to hit Sotek's trail. Or they came up from the south. Okay, Skarbrand has attacked Khemri. That's unfortunate for him. I think we should start researching the last dynasty available to us to get something more of a large army. How did that get past us? Or did it get past us? Yeah, I don't know. We're going to go back to Tikosha. I think I'm just going to... If I go to March, can I get there? No. Alright, then we'll keep it like this so that we can retreat. We're going to just quickly flesh this army out here. Because if we don't, we're going to have more fights than we can really realistically deal with. And we are going to start force marching King Lamizi. Or whatever, Lamy. We'll rename him Lamy. Over towards the front lines here. And it looks like we were actually able to rely on our allies for something. Because Cetra has taken out Agru Migdal. The Plain of Tuskers has been sacked. We are going to move Rakash down to Antok here. And we're going to build the Pyramid of King Al-Kadizar over there. Now, for the last fight of this episode, I am going to attack Wizard Caliph's Palace. That's a... As we rolled the turn over here, we were treated to a conflict with some bloodletters. And I thought we would fight this. I think with some good archer fire, it's possible that we can win. Though the hero and the cultist, especially the fact that the hero is mounted, is going to make this difficult. Okay, the plan is simple. Okay, the plan is simple. We have split our army to match the way that they have split theirs. We have put less garrison on one side than on the other. The hope is that we can overwhelm the demons on one side before the other side becomes a problem. So I'm going to begin marching some of our infantry down here for a flank. The tower is already firing. We've got 2 units of Nehekara warriors and some archers here that need to start shooting and taking out the demon units. We can rout the generals, right? That's something we can do. We can rout the generals, which is why I'm going for this flank here, in the hopes that we can sandwich them and just utterly obliterate them. On the other side, however, we are performing what I believe would be called a holding action. We are very simply just positioning our forces in such a way as not to lose the central point quickly. Over here, we have entered combat with some bloodletters. But the plan is to create this kind of box that they get trapped in. I don't necessarily think our Nehekara warriors stand much of a chance, but they don't need to. If the leadership starts wavering, if we get to a position with a rear charge where we win by enough, then they will do. Then they will be banished. Their equivalent of crumbling. Doesn't look like there are any great tower positions here in the middle, which is a shame. I would have liked that. But you can see that over here already we have taken out 1 unit of bloodletters. So I am going to rear charge. To banish this group. And then we are going to switch which group of warriors is performing the holding action. As soon as these are gone, we're going to start moving the archers back to the middle. Okay, that's them crumbled. Nice. I mean, in many ways, we might not be doing the best job of taking out their general. But this is just a holding action over here. So I'm actually going to retreat these guys a little bit so that we can begin to get a flank. You know, and then recharge them, basically. What we're trying to do is just get a flank over here. And with the healing, if we can then get the Ushabti in to help us out, we should be okay. We are going to need the archers, there's no lying about that. But the archers over here, for now at least, are going to be responsible for dealing with the enemy general while our infantry and archers come up from the other flank. He is taking a massive amount of damage. And I think it's kind of questionable, but it's pretty close right now. I think we can do this. So I'm going to try and find a nice tower point somewhat close by that can maybe shoot into them. And as they start going down, they're going to start activating our... Oh, it's not really a trap card, but, you know, the Tomb King army thing. Like, as they go down, it's going to become easier for us because we're going to be able to summon a unit of Ushabti. And Ushabti are quite good. So, if we can get them in on the weaker unit over here that the archers are beginning to shoot into, then we can start combining their arrival and archer fire with some slightly heavier anti-infantry while we bring up our Nehekara warriors, which can not exactly necessarily go pound for pound, but much more closely go pound for pound. So the aim is we shoot at them with one and we move the other away, right? We shoot with this unit because he is not looking at them. He takes damage because he chases. And then if he switches targets, we just turn around. And he should start routing soon. He's taken a tremendous amount of damage. Over here, we can see that the bloodletters are dying off to the Ushabti. And that the Ushabti are able to get back towards the point and start wading into them. They are anti-infantry. They are pretty good against the demons by the look of it. And we have the 2 units of Nehekara warriors on their way back, while the archers try their level best over here to split between the Khorne general. He's pretty badly damaged, all things considered, especially now he's standing in range of the tower. Though the tower appears to be doing more friendly fire than anything else. So maybe we'll start moving this unit away to expose him a little bit to more tower fire more accurately. If he starts routing, that's when the battle's over, because he won't be able to come back while he's getting shot at, I don't think. It is gonna, you know, obviously we are gonna have to take a few hits and a few losses. And we weren't quite able to get rid of the bloodletters with the unit of Ushabti. But we have done quite a lot of damage to them. And the archers right now are picking at them from range. Come on, how have you not routed? Rout already, man. Okay, we got a crumble over here. We got a rout over there. No, don't shoot at the cultist. Shoot at the bloodletters. We have to rout the bloodletters. I don't care about the cultist. We overwhelm the bloodletters. Okay, there's a 500 hit point Chaos Lord and a 1.500 hit point Cultist. Come on. And he routs, which means they all rout. Let's see if we can shoot him down before he leaves. We'll speed it up. Did we get him? I don't think so. Okay, but he is going to be taken back out onto the ocean. And we did win. We get told of the settlement. We were told we would lose. And that means that the garrison there has time to increase in size. The wild hunt is over, but what have we here? Next to our lands, Ratul, with a very basic army, is marching close enough for Rakash to go and have a word with. So I think Rakash shall. Rakash can get to him, and it is a decisive victory, so we're just going to auto-resolve that and take our Canopic Jars. And then, hopefully, we can move out of the attrition. I did leave Antok undefended, and there is an army there, but whatever, to get rid of a full army like that is quite the success. Tic-Tac-Toe has appeared again next to King Petuit. His army is not necessarily very good, but I'm assuming that this would be a defeat. Yeah. Can we make it through to our city? We can. Okay, so he can sit into kosher. We have an army here that is being recruited with better stuff. And hopefully we can get a hero as well. We'll get the strong Tomb Prince here and get him into that army as well. And then we'll upgrade the Temple of Skulls. Now I do want to go and retake the Serpent Coast, but with Skarbrand forcing things as he is, we really do need to start sending our armies up here. Now, this army didn't get a chance to finish recruiting, and it says Pyrrhic victory. I mean, it's Skarbrand and a bunch of bloodletters. I'm just going to auto-resolve it. Like, we'd focus fire with all of the archers onto Skarbrand. He'd die like a sack of shit, and then the bloodletters would die as well. So we'll take the money and we'll deal with that, and then we'll pop back into allied recruitment, and that should solve that problem. But I'm not sure why this is still registering as siege, so maybe we need to just cancel that and reapply it. Hopefully, anyway, that will sort the problem out. We'll get 2 of those. And we'll get some more Tomb Guard. Okay, things are looking pretty good. Now, Futep was besieging for a turn to make some siege equipment. So I think that with that, we've had a very successful episode, and I am going to call things there. Next time, we'll take the last remaining Bretonian settlement. We'll hopefully deal with this Flappy Bird on our borders. And then, who knows? With those threats gone, we have 2 armies training to the north, and we can send armies to the south. So we might be able to start to begin pressuring to eradicate Skarbrand and consolidate our territory as we push the lizards out of the jungle. But that's for another day. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.